A December moment of vaccine hope. This week, as early as Tuesday, some Canadians will start getting that much coveted Pfizer vaccine against COVID-19. Canada is the third country in the world to approve the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, and as many as 30,000 doses have already been dispatched. According to the federal officials, up to 50% of people will be vaccinated by the end of June and 100% by the end of September. But with only one approved vaccine, are these targets realistic? And when will Canada receive the other vaccines procured by the federal government? Let's find out. Joining us now is the Public Services and Procurement Minister, Anita Anand. Minister, it was a heck of a week last week, and it will be an historic week this week when we see the first dose. How many Canadians do you reckon in this week ahead will actually get that Pfizer vaccine?
Well, Evan, you hit the nail on the head by saying that last week was an incredible week for Canada and for Canadians. The fact that we were able to land early doses of the Pfizer vaccine, 249,000 to be precise, and that 30,000 of those vaccines shipped on Friday for arrival on Monday and inoculation occurring on Tuesday is indeed an incredible milestone for this country.
So are you suggesting are you hoping that all 30,000, or in other words, 15,000 people will be vaccinated at least in the next couple days then, I guess, by the end of the week?
Well, we have to remember that it is a two-dose vaccine, as your question suggests. And so the first inoculation occurs on Tuesday, and then there's a 2-week window or thereabouts, and we will have another set of inoculations going out after that. But you'll have to remember there's rolling time frames for all of these things, not just the inoculations, but also for the arrival of the vaccines themselves. So they'll continue to arrive in this country, and we will continue to get them out to the provinces and territories.
The next one up is Moderna. Moderna is based on a similar, let's call it a technical platform as the Pfizer vaccine. How close, and there was word from General Hillier, who's in charge of the distribution in Ontario, saying, look, we're going to get some of those Moderna. How close are we to shipping the Moderna vaccines here, and how close maybe are we to approval on that?
I don't want to put the cart before the horse at this point, because we need to have a sense of when Health Canada regulatory approval might be forthcoming. Having said that, we are in touch with our suppliers every day, including Moderna, and we are pressing for early deliveries of the doses pending Health Canada regulatory approval. It's impossible to put a time frame on that right now because Health Canada is an independent regulatory process. But we continue to work with our suppliers and base our shipments around that potential approval, which we hope is forthcoming.
Okay, but Minister, if you don't mind me pressing, are you working to receive shipments of, let's say, Moderna ahead of approval? So, once Health Canada gives the green light, there's no delay in the rollout?
It's a great question, and certainly Health Canada has said that suppliers can pre-position their orders, and so that is an issue that we have been raising with all suppliers as to whether they would like to do so. You'll have to remember that Pfizer having to be stored at -70, that wasn't a great option for Pfizer. Moderna being stored at -20, it's a possibility. But again, what we really want to make sure is immediate delivery of vaccines as soon as possible after Health Canada approval. So whether Moderna chooses to pre-position or not, we really are seeking just to get those shipments out the door as soon as possible.
What was amazing is by the time you and I spoke from last week to this week, we had a month-long acceleration to the good of the arrival of the Pfizer. It was supposed to be January. It turned out to be mid-December. Hallelujah. Great news. Now we're hearing timelines of June and September for possibly all Canadians, which also would be good. That's an acceleration. Is there a chance, Minister, that those are still conservative? If Moderna arrives, if Johnson & Johnson arrives, if AstraZeneca arrives, could these timelines for vaccinations in Canada actually accelerate even further?
I have taken great precaution, Evan, in all of my conversations to ensure that Canadians understand that there are risks involved in procuring vaccines, risks in the supply chain, risks in production, and risks relating to transportation. And it's for that reason It's with a consideration of those risks that I seek to speak primarily in terms of the outside time frame, because I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. It needs to be a very realistic conversation. And as a result, I believe that we need to continue to think about the September and December timeline as opposed to earlier. And if we can get vaccines into Canada earlier, all the better.
Yeah.
But let's take it one step at a time.
Well, it's going to be an historic week. We're going to see the first jab. Minister Anita Anand, always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thanks so much.